Alright, so what we started before the break was solving systems of equations. Let's see. I'm going to say I'll send to John. Remember what a system of equation is?
No.
Bro, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
That's right. That's alright. We'll go over it. Alright, system of equation is two equations, like right here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, wait. We're on the wrong one.
Oh,
We're on the
now
wrong
you
one.
remember.
There we go. This is the right one. Okay. This is a systems of equations right here. See how I got two of these?
My eyelids. Did I get this one right?
Alright, that is a system of equations.
For milk.
It means I got more than one. And when I find my solution, I want to know where do they cross. So for example, this first line is going to be something like this. The second line might go something like this. I want to know where do they cross. That's my solution. So last quarter we did by graphing, we did substitution. This one we're going to learn is elimination. So this we're going to use elimination to find out where these cross. And it's actually probably easier than substitution. You guys remember substitution where you put one, you plugged it into the other, then you solved it, and then you did all that stuff?
Yeah.
This is actually easier, I think. So we're going to solve, and when we solve, my answer is going to be x comma y, like this, for instance. Alright? So, for elimination, these are my two problems right here. For elimination, I need one thing, or maybe two things, I guess, in order to use elimination. I need a positive and negative, exactly the same variable, but one positive, one negative. So for example, I have 2x and 6x, right? Are these exactly the same? Is this a 2x on bottom here? No. But then I have a positive 5y and a negative 5y. These two are exactly the same, right? Except one is positive, one is negative. That is what I want. I want this right here.
Shut up.
If I have this, I can use elimination. And I'm just going to rewrite it so you can see it a little bit better. So I'm going to go 2x plus 5y equals 17. I'm just rewriting it so I have some extra space. And then 6x minus 5y equals negative 9. Alright. So my first step is just to make sure I have the positive and negative. I got a positive 5y, I got a negative 5y, that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little line like this. I'm going to put a big plus sign out in front. And I'm going to add straight down. I'm going to add straight down. So when I add straight down, I go 2x plus 6x. What's 2x plus 6x?
8x.
8x.
28.
2 plus 6 is 8, and they're x's, right? 8x. Okay? Then I'm going to keep adding straight down. I have a positive 5y plus negative 5y. What's a 5 plus negative 5?
What?
No.
Zero.
0, right?
0.
5 plus negative 5 is 0. If I have 0 y's, do I even have it?
No.
No, it's gone. That disappears. It was eliminated. Oh, that's why it's called elimination, because it got...
Move on.
Alright, fine. I thought you guys would appreciate that.
Ha.
So
Ha.
it was eliminated.
I
All right.
appreciate it.
And then we're going to keep going. I have 17 plus negative 9, which is 8.
Sure about that?
Yep, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's 8.
Somebody's having this one.
Okay, so I added straight down. And the y's disappeared, right? Which is good, because I have 8x equals 8. How do I solve this for x?
Divide.
We're going to divide it by 8. So, my step 1, make sure you have a positive and negative. Step 2, add straight down. Step 3 is solve for what is left. I have 8x equals 8. I'm just going to divide by 8. You okay over there, Richie? Well, maybe some math will help.
Yeah, Richie's
I'll
kind
cheer
of
you
being
up.
Mari. He's
Alright, we divide by 8 on both sides, right? And I get x equals...
I don't get it.
I don't think so, Jared, so, Alright, we have x equals, Dylan, what's 8 over 8?
8 over 8.
Yep,
8 divided by 8.
yep. What is it?
1.
Oh, we get x equals 1. Hey, that's the
Your
first
math
part of our answer.
Oh, that's the first part?
First part.
What is
Because my answer is going to be an x comma y. Have I found y yet?
Oh.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
But it's not super tough to find y. Because what I'm going to do, and we did this actually in substitution,
It's right there.
in our last step. We're going to substitute this number back in. So this is an x, right? So I'm going to take this x equals 1, and I'm going to put 1 in here for an x. It doesn't matter which one. I don't really care. So, Joycelyn, you want to put it in this top X or the bottom X?
Bottom X.
Alright, plug it in the bottom X right here. So I'm going to plug my 1 in for that X on the bottom. So I'm going to have 6, and then what's in between the 6 and the X? Straighten right here. Is it a
Multiplication.
Alright. So I'm going to go 6 times 1. Because there's a multiplier there. And then I have minus 5y. I'm going to solve it for y. And it's going to equal negative 9. I just got to solve this now. You guys have done quite a few of these. So, Sophia, what's the first thing I should do to solve on this one?
6 times 1.
Yep, which is just what?
Six.
Yep. 6. That was easy. We get more
You
space
just put
here.
it 600?
Well, what's 6 times 1? 6.
Boy.
I still have minus
Oh.
5y. It still equals negative 9.
You had to think.
No.
Alright, we're going to keep going. Willem, what's the next thing I should do?
Oh, which one? What?
Alright, right here. What's the next thing I should do to solve it for y?
Turn negative 6.
Yep, we're going to minus 6 because this is a positive 6 here, right? So the opposite of that is going to be minus. So we're going to minus 6 on both sides, and I'm going to get negative 5y, and it's going to equal negative 9 minus 6 is negative 15.
And
Got it right.
And Keith, what's my last step? To get this y by itself right here.
Oh, just 5 over 5.
We're going to divide it, right? So, but we got to be careful. That's a negative 5, so don't forget your negative. So we're going to divide by negative 5 on both sides to get rid of that 5 right there. And I'm going to get y equals negative 15 divided by negative 5 is positive 3. Okay, I did all my work, but my answer isn't quite done yet. My answer needs to be in parentheses like we had up here. Parentheses x comma y. Yep, so you need your parentheses. If you don't have your parentheses, it's not technically right. So I'm going to go parentheses 1 comma 3. Close parentheses like that. This is my final answer. This is my solution. These two lines cross at 1 comma 3.
Oh, this is a short lesson.
Yeah,
You should
because it's just part 1, which I forgot to put on there. But oh well. All right, that is my final answer. So as you go through these, you're going to have the same 4 steps every time. The first step is make sure you have a positive and negative of the same variable. Then you're going to add straight down, you're going to solve for what's left, and you're going to substitute it back in. So it seems like a lot of steps, but the first one is just a double check, and the second one you just add down. So the hardest step, honestly, is this last step, number 4. So we're going to practice it a little bit. I'm going to give you guys, I'll give you time to finish writing it down real quick. Alex, get off Google.
Google is a nerd.
No, don't open a new tab. Close the
Not
old one.
even a person.
Just kidding, I swear.
I go back one?
Alright, so we're going to solve part A here. We're going to find the solution. So Jared, what was step 1?
Step 1
Yeah.
is you just add both sides.
Careful, that was step 2. What does it say for step 1?
Oh, you just minus, you take away the 6 and
You're doing step 2, you're getting ahead of yourself. Look on your paper. What does it say for step 1?
Make sure you have a negative and positive.
Yep, make sure you have a positive and negative, or negative and positive. Alright, so if I look at my x's, Richie, do I have a negative, positive, same thing? How about my y's?
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, so I can use elimination. I can only eliminate when I have a positive and negative, which I got right here, right? Okay. So, Allison, what's step 2?
What?
What is step 2?
Add straight down.
Yep, so we're going to add straight down. So when I add straight down, Susie, what's 5x plus 3x? Yep, 8x, right? Alright, Robert, what do I get when I do negative 6y plus 6y?
You get y.
We close. What's negative 6 plus 6?
That's 0.
0, right? If I have 0 y, do I have any y's? No. So but it was, remember, it was eliminated.
Okay, good.
And actually, I'm going to. I probably shouldn't cross it out that much because I'm going to need it again in a minute.
I know
Bro, we're doing another one.
sounds
Yep,
like
we're doing part A.
these things are funny, but
On so far. All right, so it was eliminated, and then it's going to equal. Alex, since you got decimals right there, what's negative 32 plus 48?
$38,
48. Negative 32 plus 48.
16.
16. All right, that was step 2. Joycelyn, what is step 3?
Solve for what is left.
Okay, how am I going to solve for this x right here, Joycelyn?
Divide.
We are going to divide it on both sides by 8, and I'm going to get x equals, you say 4?
No, I'll show you. I got 3.
Wait, no,
Shoot.
no, it's not 3. It's 2. All right, we get x equals 2. So that was step 1, step 2, and step 3. Step 4 is honestly the most annoying. Dylan, what is step 4?
Quit looking at me, Rishi.
2. What's step 4, Dylan?
Step 4, you plug in X, right?
Yeah, we're gonna plug in the number. Sometimes it's y, this time it just happens to be x. So Dylan, where do you want to put it? In the top one or the bottom one?
Middle one.
There's no middle one.
The top.
What?
It's the top.
I thought you said the bottom. I was like, what? That's not one. We're gonna plug it in the top one. It does not matter where you put it in. Dylan says the top one, that's fine. So I'm gonna put
I said
my
bottom.
x in right there, right? It's too late. I already chose.
Stop touching it.
So I'm gonna have a 5, and then Drayton, what did you say was between the 5 and the x?
Multiplication.
Yep. So we're gonna go times 2,
It's division.
and then I got minus 6y, and it's gonna equal negative 32. All right. And since I don't want to get the exact same questions, Drayton, what's the first thing we're gonna do now to solve?
Multiply 5 and 3.
Yep. And what are we gonna get?
10.
Yep. So I'm gonna go 10 minus 6y equals negative 32. Alright, we gotta go and keep solving. Sophia, what am I gonna do next after this part? What? You're so quiet, what?
I can't hear you.
10 take away 6.
Close. We're gonna have to get rid of this 10 first. Right?
There's a
And this is kind of sneaky because that's a minus 6 here, right? But this is a positive 10. What's the opposite of a positive 10, Sophia? So we're gonna add a minus 10 on both sides. It's a little sneaky sometimes on these. So we're gonna minus 10. We're gonna get negative 6y equals negative 42. Willem, what's next?
Willem.
What? Not Willem, what?
Oh, what? Oh,
What's next?
What's next? We're solving it for y.
Oh,
Got
okay.
it. Give him a second. Spring break was last week. Good time.
He looks like Kelsaw at that 70s show.
You're gonna have, I don't know.
Alright,
I'm
what's in
looking at-
between this negative 6 and the y? What's in the middle right there?
Times?
How do we get rid of the times? What's the opposite of times?
Divide.
Yep, so we're going to divide by negative 6 on both sides. And we are going to get y equals negative 42 divided by negative 6 is positive 7.
Oh,
Alright.
wait.
Oh,
Ah, sorry.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, sorry, my voice on
What is
I kept it
Because negative over negative is positive. Alright, Keith, are we done?
Oh, hold on now.
Okay, I'll give you time.
Yeah, I just need to write this.
did the other.
I just gotta get the purple parts.
Okay, I'll let you get the purple ones.
Alright.
THICC.
Well, actually, my birthday is on Saturday. I'm gonna.
Must be now.
Hey.
My birthday's on a Wednesday.
I think I just want to go to my mom's. I go shopping.
Alright.
Alright, are we done, Keith?
For Gucci.
We're close. We did all our work, but what does our final answer have to look like?
What was it, parentheses?
No, it's
Answer.
X and Y.
Alright,
X and
now
Y.
what it's gotta look like, Keith?
Parentheses.
I'm asking Keith.
Dude, I already said it, bro.
Nerds. Alright, my final answer needs to be in parentheses, so we did all our work.
Why are we
So for my final
I know,
answer, 'cause
right?
we're finishing it off. My final answer is going to be x comma y, 2 comma 7. This is my final answer. If you did all of this, you're right, but you need to just write it down in your final answer.
Oh.
That's your final answer.
Oh.
Alright.
Well, I made a mistake.
Alright, this next one you guys are going to do, but let's take it a step at a time. So you guys are going to do this next one on your own, but we're going to do it a step at a time, and then we're going to talk about it, make sure we're all on the same page. Wait, you're freaking dollar, Dylan.
Why are you blowing
They are
those?
crunchy.
Do they need? Oh, there's a.
Alright. So this one is going to look just a little different. Let's do step 1 together because that's the easy one. Susie, do I have a positive and negative of the same variable? Which, alright, let's look at. I have a negative 3x and a 3x. That's a positive 3x, right? So this one is a little different. Last time we had a positive and negative over here with our y's. This time it's on our x's, which is fine. So, step 1, make sure you have a positive and negative. That's positive 3x, right? That's a negative 3x, we're good. So, we are going to do step 2, add straight down. I want you to do step 2 on your own, and then we're going to talk about it, make sure you've got it.
Supposed to be a positive next to the 3?
Yeah, that's supposed to be. What's up, Dylan?
Wait,
Dr. Luck?
I got another question.
Uh-huh.
What if we had negative? So we add those together to be a negative?
What's your question?
Okay, I don't know, because every time you say exit out, what goes so? Okay, actually never mind, I got this.
Wait, so Golfy.
Yes.
You know, since negative 3 and negative 4, do we just add
I
those?
don't know,
Yes, negative 3y plus negative 4y.
What?
On these two, right here? Yeah, we're adding straight down. Negative 3y plus negative 4y.
Yeah, Miss Kennedy called me Sue though.
It's called muscle.
I doubt that.
She probably called her like in a scientific way.
Boy.
Give me a second. Calibrate this.
What more could you do that speculative?
I don't get this.
Oh wait. Oh dude, I'm a loser. Okay. Now I got it.
Everybody has their own way. of
Bro,
doing
why
it.
does it have you do that? That's kind of dumb.
Because people keep bumping the projector. So the projector has to be centered like perfect. Or if it's not, like you see how there's a little bit of space on the top and stuff? So I've got to tell it, oh, it actually doesn't go up that high. It only goes up to here.
So,
Is that why it's
So like if you went and bumped it, it would mess everything up.
what bumps it though? Cause it's
Like people will go up and they'll like close it and it'll like twist. Like close it. It's really annoying.
Is that why it's
Wait,
kind of
I
crooked?
found
Yeah.
Y first.
Alright, so step 2, add straight down. Add straight down.
Oh,
Wait, go.
man.
Add straight down.
Which one is
I
little
need a
confusing
call.
there,
yeah,
cowboy?
this one's confusing, Mr. Volks.
This one's little confusing there, cowboy.
I thought there was only 2 steps.
My brain's
They-
being hot.
Negative 3 plus.
We did step 1 together.
Negative 3 plus.
We got a positive and negative. Oh, we're doing this one.
Cooling down.
So
That's
you
probably why.
So we're just gonna put, just write down.
So add straight down now. Because we have a positive and negative. We got 3x and negative 3x.
So negative 7y equals.
You're nasty, Dylan. Be quiet, honestly.
I'll put it in more. Okay, go ahead. I'm not even
Take pictures on it.
Go keep no.
Okay,
How much space you got on this
so
picture?
negative 7y equals
I have like 5
14.
million
Yep.
games.
I'm trying
What
to
are you
like.
doing?
Let's see if I can.
No, it was like I was turning on my music, but still on. What are you doing? Hey, get my phone.
Ah, damn it, I can't do it. I can't do it. Allie?
Alright, so remember, add straight down on this one. Add straight
I
down.
found that forever 21.
And I'll give you a hint. What is negative 3x plus
6, 5.
3x?
9.
Nothing. They're gone. I can't out.
Hold up.
They're eliminated.
Richie, if you don't turn off that motion.
You sound like the cat in the hat.
I take that as a compliment.
Good for you. Okay, not sure that's sarcastic or just genuine.
It's been a long time since I've seen any of those movies.
Have you seen
There's
Star
only
Wars?
one movie. You nerd. Hold up.
There's no cartoon movies.
Oh yeah.
Top five.
From before I was a kid, even.
I know.
What's up?
Ass straight down.
Bro, I'm still stuck.
You put X?
Wait, what do you? Okay, you add straight down. What's negative 3x plus 3x?
Zero.
So are you gonna write it down?
Wait.
Are you even doing your work,
Alexia?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh,
Yeah.
so you're gonna do the same thing for step 3 for B, correct, Amundo?
Sit up one more time.
So you're gonna do step 3 for these.
And you already did step
Yeah, I got here.
You actually did step 2. You did step 3.
No.
Yeah. So you're at step 3 is solve for what's left, right?
Yeah.
You
You're
solve for
just
what's
making
left.
fun of me.
You don't times it by the bowl?
No. Well, that's step 4. Step 4, we're taking negative 2. We're gonna plug
That,
it
yeah,
in.
that's, no, I remember that. Alright.
So
Wait, I
it's gonna
told
go
you
for a
she's
y.
dead.
Actually, no.
Alright. Let's go over this one together. Alright, Richie, what'd you say negative 3x plus 3x was?
Zero.
And which means it's gone, right?
Nada.
So I'm not even gonna write it down. Alright, let's keep going. Jared, what's negative 3y plus negative 4y?
Negative 7y.
Negative 7y.
That's the wrong.
Hey, take that measure.
Alright, and then we are gonna keep going. Dylan, what's 9 plus 5?
What?
What's 9 plus 5?
14.
What'd you call me?
Dylan.
14.
14. Alright, that was step 2. Step 2 was add straight down. Negative 3x plus 3x goes away. It's eliminated because it turns into a 0x. I'm not even going to write down if there's a 0.
Put an X.
Because that was 1x. If you put an x, that's a 1x because there's a 1 in front. You would have to put 0x, but that's annoying. Don't even write it. It's gone. Okay, we have to solve it for what's left now. That's step 3. Solve for what's left. So I have a negative 7y equals 14. Solve it. Which should be pretty quick.
Divide 7 on the bottom.
Don't forget your negative.
Oh, I
Don't forget
forgot
the
to
negative.
By negative 7 on both sides. 14
Oh, fire me.
Richie,
divided
what?
by
You're just doing
negative 7.
It's 2.
Why do you have to look that up?
So
Bruh, is this Y or is this X?
This is y.
y equals
Y.
What is you?
It's my turn.
So I'm bringing
Hey, she called another human beings.
She's
She's an AI. What? She called it HIV.
You guys are annoying.
I know.
Cooped up all spring break.
Nah, that was a good
Made you run laps before you came in.
I already.
Not gonna
Hey,
lie,
man, my
I
first
tried a little
request.
bit last night that we had to come back, but no, we're good.
For real, I was crying for a couple hours.
No, actually, I had a lot of fun because I was with my family and we were playing softball.
Alright, so we are going to go through, and step 3 is solve it for what's left. So we're eeny, meeny, miny, nobody's at that desk. Trayton, how are we going to solve it? Don't forget your negative.
Negative 7.
Yep. And we're going to get y equals what, Trayton?
Y negative 2.
Negative 2.
Sir.
Alright, that was step 3. We did step 1, 2, and 3 already. We are on step 4, which is the annoying one, because that's the longest step. So remember, step 4, substitute it back in for what's left. So it doesn't matter where you put it, either in the top one or the bottom one, you'll get the same answer. So, take this negative 2, and remember, because this is a y, it's got to go in for a y. Y equals negative 2. So, in one of these ones, it doesn't matter which one, just pick it. If you're not sure, just always go with the top one. Just make it easy. always go with the top one. And plug in -2 for y and solve it for x. So this is the one that's going to take a little bit of time.
Wait, hold up. So do what?
So step 4, take y equals -2, right?
Yeah.
We're going to take y equals -2. We're going to plug it in for a y in one of these ones. It doesn't matter which one. If you don't know, just always go with the top. That's fine. So you're going to replace y with -2. And then you're going to solve it for x. So I'll give you a hint. What's in between this, if you're going to plug it in up here, what's in between the 3 and the y? Plus, minus, multiply, divide.
That sounds like a song. Plus,
Divide.
There's a divide in between here?
Wait, no, it's
Multiply.
This is times in between here, right?
Oh,
So when you put in -2, you'll have 3 times -2 right there. That's your first part.
Loki, do
First
you
part.
have any subscribers?
Like 11.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
I subscribed.
Kind of funny,
I'm about to
actually.
go
Alright, you're gonna
subscribe.
get 12.
What are you supposed to be on?
It's kind of funny.
I mean, I already finished.
Yeah.
So.
I subscribed to Mr. Loki.
One day you're gonna drop out,
He said that
become
my
like a
YouTube videos
vlogger,
are
and
the
get
best.
too many
He's
subscribers,
still
you
my
know?
favorite teacher.
Hey,
No,
Goki.
that's weird.
That's
Zach?
weird. I
How do you
posted a
spell Zach?
DC vlog, you should check it out.
C-H?
I can imagine Goku saying, this video is subscribed with the emoji on it.
It was so much fun. My aesthetic and
Well, I'm gonna show my appreciation and not watch
Bro,
it.
you have 12 subscribers.
I'm not trying to put
But-
it out there, but some of your videos have like no views.
Yeah, because it just depends on what people were here for.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm just kidding.
If they're all here for one video, most of them don't watch it. Or if it's an easy one, then you don't.
Now you have 13 subscribers.
Moving up in the world.
what if it's 20?
Then we're gonna throw a party.
It's more than that. No, I'm joking.
No, as soon
I'm
as you,
slowly making it to you.
no, as soon as we get into these close to 15 subscribers, then we'll definitely go play.
I'm not going with these.
Because I finally got back in touch with her. And Mel.
No, I said.
Hey, hold on, my
Oh,
experiment was
okay.
addicting.
Why do you want to
My
judge
experiment
me?
was addicting.
And then I'm gonna show you Mel's videos, my friend.
No, and that,
Um,
no, I didn't do
I'm
it.
gonna show you
No,
videos of it with
fucking
him
with-
because we did collab when I watched
Same time to say
on
Mia.
Skype.
I was thinking of Mia.
Hey, go, Cam. I mean, it's a line.
You doing you? Just for that one?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Here's your eyebrow.
Yeah, but nothing's
When you
stopping
think of
you.
a basketball player.
Addiction.
Oh, wait, Alex, yeah.
Especially that built-in headphones.
He wants to go by that.
Make a new tab and put in open lens. Open, open, lens,
They always have roll calls, stupid. You're being really bad friend. You bad friend.
That's what I do for me.
Alright.
Or what?
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you the most. You're not bad. Live through my mouth.
Almost. We just gotta finish this problem, then we're done. If you guys sit down, you'll be done
You're
quicker.
not bad. It's hot ass kisser.
Oh god. It's so like my dad.
Sound like my 3-year-old.
Go pause, go down.
Alright. Yeah,
When you go take a doozy.
there's a line. I think Dylan was first.
What the? I asked before Dylan.
Alright, we're gonna get started. So, Dylan, since you wanna go, what am I gonna do first?
Dylan
Plug in
doesn't
Y.
Yep. Which one?
For
This
top
toad
one.
is watch your mouse.
Bottom,
So-
actually.
Too big.
Alright, well, doesn't matter. So we're gonna go 3x minus 4 times -2. And it's gonna equal 5. Richie, what am I doing next? Since you wanna go someplace.
No, what the? I'm going before Richie.
Oh, funny.
I
Okay, wait.
Well, we're gonna solve it for x, right? So what's our first step? So even if you plugged it into the top one, you're still gonna get the same answer. It's just that steps are different.
We have to add the 3x.
Can't you divide 3 to 5?
Not yet. We have to do something else first. We need to times these two things first.
Yeah.
-4 times -2,
Yeah.
which is,
I did it wrong.
and it's a positive 8, right? So I'm gonna go plus 8. because it's positive.
You're cheap.
I have 3x plus 8 equals 5. Keith, what am I doing next?
You,
These guys.
let him answer.
Minus what number? Let him answer.
Bro, I said minus
I know.
3.
Which one? Are we gonna minus 3, 8, or 5?
Hey.
Yep, we're gonna minus the 8.
Imagine if somebody whispered like Jared and they're giving away the nuke codes.
Weird, man.
6, 8.
We're gonna go 3x. We minus 8 on both sides, and we get negative 3. Drayton, what's my next step? Yep, divide by 3,
I
right?
know.
You just noticed?
And we're gonna get x equals negative 1. Alex, are we done?
You're not
Are we done, Alex?
I mean,
Dude,
Tell
Robert.
him it's dope.
Oh my fucking good.
Yep, we gotta do the parentheses thing. So be careful because on this it goes x comma y. Robert, what's my x? What?
So,
Robert.
hold on.
Rob
Were we doing-
B.
I was doing something.
Yeah, I guess.
No.
Should probably focus a little better, man. Alright, my answer is x comma y. In this problem, let me bump it up so it's
Hey,
easier to
bro.
see. In this problem, what's my x?
Why did the fact
Alright, x is negative 1.
Hey, negative 1, there we go. Negative 1.
What did those fact
Alright. X is negative 1. Juice, what's y?
That's the.
Negative 2. And this is my final answer. You gotta be careful. You gotta make sure you answer it right.
You know what? I was close enough.
You said negative 5.
It was negative. Okay?
Alright, that is it for the lesson. So, I am going to turn Socrative on for your exit ticket. Your homework is, I kind of got it from all over the place, so I printed it out. So I will hand that out after I turn on the exit ticket.
Hey, can you listen to music, bro?
You may.
Bro.